You had a deal here, didn't you? 2084.
I'm not real comfortable with him and these other guys sitting behind me. I really am not.
Hey, Darryl, they said it's just like old times?
Yeah.
I said, look who's behind me.
You think he set it up this way?
And you know what he said? He said, don't worry, he can't spin you out. I said, you don't know Cale.
That's right. He can turn you over. No, anything that Bobby says, I refer to Junior because I was just the driver. So whatever happened to those cars and all those things, there's the man over there that...
Junior didn't call Joe Gazaway.
I'll tell you a Joe Gazaway story, though, since we're telling Joe Gazaway stories. We're at Talladega, and at the time you had to have 2 windshield braces in your windshield. Well, they changed the rule to where you had to have 3 windshield braces in your windshield to hold the windshield in. So we're at Talladega, we're getting ready to practice. Joe comes down and says, you're not going on the track till you put that 3rd windshield brace in there. I said, Joe, just let us practice, we'll fix it later. No way, you're not going on the track. So I said, all right. So I went to the toolbox, got me a roll of black tape, crawled inside the car, and I put me a piece of black tape on the windshield, and I went and got Joe, and I said, now, are you happy now? Go on out. So that fixed that. There you go. But I think Junior probably can tell you the best Nashville story, or one of the best ones, when me and Neil fought who was going to get in victory circle. And Beatty could get in on that too.
Yeah, Neil won the race, and Darryl got it.
Do what?
Nah, they had a mix-up. A caution flag came out, and they did really flag Neil the winner of the race. And here I am over in the truck with, I guess, Beatty and Gasway and all of them, trying to get things straightened out because I'd run first and second with the 2 cars with them, and it didn't really bother me which one I'm willing as far as that goes. What I felt like I was going to leave out there, and one of them wasn't going to want to drive no more. So, but Darryl really won the race. They just got the thing mixed up for a lap or 2, and Neil was flagged the winner of it. But Neil understand, and he was in the winner's circle. Of course, I went to the winner's circle with him. I told him, I said, Neil, I think we got the wrong driver. And he says, what do you mean? He said, didn't I win this thing? So I said, no, I don't think you did. But he got the trophy and got to kiss the girls, and Darryl, he squawked and carried on for about an hour. They finally gave him the race, and we went on.
I already had a guitar, so I didn't care.
You know, I think one of my memories of coming to Nashville is when it was high bank. What was it bank?
35 degrees.
35 degrees.
35
I don't know,
degrees.
some tremendous amount. But anyway, I just started driving from Herman Bean. And you know, Herman was the guy that, when the race started, the Turtle, and he just rode all day, but had good equipment, had pretty good cars. And so he gave me a chance to start driving for him. And we came up here, and I had never been to Nashville before, and boy, those banks were straight up, you know, and awesome looking place. And I won't ever forget, there was a billboard down in one of the turns with a big old clown, had a big old mouth grinning. And the race got started, and Buck Baker and somebody, Buddy's daddy, Buck Baker, and somebody tangled up, and Tiny Lund, I think, all tangled up. And Buck's car went through that clown's mouth. I won't ever forget that, the billboard. I mean, just out of the racetrack through the billboard. But the funny part about it is he just rode all day, but had good equipment, had pretty good cars. And so he gave me a chance to start driving for him. And we came up here, and I had never been to Nashville before, and boy, those banks were straight up, you know, and awesome looking place. And I won't ever forget, there was a billboard down in one of the turns with a big old clown, had a big old mouth grinning. And the race got started, and Buck Baker and somebody, Buddy's daddy, Buck Baker, and somebody tangled up, and Tiny Lund, I think, all tangled up. And Buck's car went through that clown's mouth. I won't ever forget that, the billboard. I mean, just out of the racetrack through the billboard. But the funny part about it is I slowed down, and Tiny Lund's car caught on fire. And he jumped out of the car. You know, Tiny weighed, 350 pounds or whatever, and 6'8" or what it was. But he came down that 35-degree bank. He couldn't stop. But he came down there and ran into the side of Herman's car and bent the door in, my car that I was driving, and bent the door in on that thing. And I'm telling you, when the race was over, Herman was so mad he couldn't understand it, because Tiny had run into the side of his car on his feet and bent the door in.
Did your daddy get any kind of a prize for that accuracy right through the clown's face?
No, I don't think so. But what was the guy that was the harbor pilot that we raced against in Columbia and Savannah and all?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the guy weighed. I'm telling this on Bud Moore because Bud was. We were running in Savannah, and Bud and this guy were having a terrible battle, and somehow Bud knocked him into the wall. Well, he went down there to see if he was all right. Well, the guy was really mean, and I come by there and I saw Bud had his arms around his leg like he was dragging him out of the car, and I said, have you lost your mind? That guy'll kill you. And he said, I ain't trying to drag him out, I'm holding him in.
These clips are great, but to see where Country Legacy lives in full episodes, go to countryroad.tv.